Look at it.
Hey, we're back. Hard Times Billiards, Bellflower, California. It's losers bracket this time. Brandon Shuff, Rodney Morris, great match. And hey, I got a special guest for you guys. This is Jay Helfert. I think you know my voice by now. A member of the Billiards Hall of Fame and one of the greatest women players of all time. Please welcome Miss Robin Dodson. Hey, Robin, how are you, kid?
I am good, and I am really happy to be here. And what a great match to be able to commentate with you, Jay.
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you know Rodney. You're familiar with Rodney. He's one of the premier players. And you're not as familiar with Brandon. He's kind of a rising star in the billiard world. Virginia State champion. But I want you to know, this guy's a world-class player. I know you just met him last night.
Yeah, what a treat. I met him last night, and now I get to commentate his match. I mean, I don't know a lot about his game, but I can't wait. And all I can say, chatters, is I got front row seat. Hi, Dennis. How you doing? Remember, look at this, Big Dennis. You know Big Dennis? Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when she says Big Dennis, she's talking about somebody in the chat room. See, a lot of people that are chatting, there's hundreds more that are not chatting.
Oh, okay.
So they're just watching. Santos just wanders through the arena. I know, he's borrowing a little powder.
Ah.
Rodney's not at the table now. He's on a break, but as soon as he comes back, we'll get this match underway.
Thank you.
Robin, these are important matches. This round is the money round.
Oh.
There's 24 players left in the tournament right now, and they only pay 16 spots. So there's 8 matches going on this round. The winners, they're guaranteed $200, but you know that's better than a goose egg.
That's really true. And you know what's even better than that is the fact that they're on the table and they are playing, and next week they will be at the BCA tournament. And so they're getting in stroke for the event when they're going to be playing at the U.S. Open 10 ball.
For those of you who are not familiar, some of you younger pool fans, Robin Dodson played for about 20 years on the Women's Pro Tour, won many events. You were, what was that nickname that he gave you? You were like the cash queen of women's pool.
The bankroll.
Yeah, bankroll. Robin Bankroll Bell. Every once in a while, like a couple times a year, there'd be a tournament with like a $10,000 first prize, and Robin would win that tournament.
It was just really weird how that happened too, because it was like I saw my name on the winning chart. I just knew that the cash was mine. So Steve Tipton, you know, he has been the tournament director for the WPBA forever, and he actually named all the players. He named Jeanette the Black Widow. She always wore black. She named Ava the Striking Viking, and all you got to do is look at her to know
Great
that she's
names.
definitely the Striking
Great
Viking.
names.
Yep. And Lori John, she used to win all the matches when she'd get put on the hill. It's Queen of the Hill. You know, I mean, it was.
Robin, there's not many. Do you know Ava Lawrence just won a tournament?
I know.
Is that amazing?
That is so sweet.
You know?
I just think that's so cool. Yeah,
okay, here we go. It's the first game. Brandon Shuff to break. It's a race to 9.
All right, Jay, so I hate to be green, but could you kind of like go over the 10-ball rules for me?
Yeah, well, the 10-ball rules are similar to 9-ball in that they're playing Texas Express rules. Any balls go down, stay down. But this is call shot. You can't luck a ball in. If you luck a ball in, it doesn't count. And if you make the 10 on the break, it spots back up, although, as you see, the 10 does not move very far with that magic rack.
Let's see.
Now, on obvious shots where you're shooting a ball straight at the pocket, you won't see them call the ball. But if they're shooting a bank shot or a billiard or a combination, they will call it.
Okay. So if they...
See, the problem he's got with this rack is the 4 and the 8 are tied up down here. What they're talking about right now is removing the template, the magic rack template.
Okay. So what do you think about that template? Is it a good rack?
You know, Robin, first time I saw it was like 3 or 4 years ago in Asia. It's at the World 10-Ball Championship, but I saw the referees using it, and I couldn't believe it. I said, what is this? This has got to be a joke. You can't put something like that on the table and rack the balls. They said, oh, no, it racks good. It racks good. It took that whole tournament to convince me that it absolutely works. The amazing thing is that little thin piece of plastic, you can rack the balls, they're all frozen together. It works. It absolutely does work. The problem is with great players, it's almost too perfect a rack. They can kind of figure out how to break with it and how to make a ball. But 10 ball's a little different. Balls don't just fly in the pocket in 10 ball.
Well, things have for sure changed since I retired. I got this. I see now. When I retired, they didn't have all the red spots on the cue ball.
Yeah, the measle ball. The measle ball was around then. It was a teaching aid. If you remember, Jimmy Rimpey brought it out first. He was using it about 20 years ago.
This combo of Commentators is going to be good by Rock and Roll. I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun. That's for sure. Yeah.
He wanted to come down there and break up that 4-8.
Yeah.
Brandon's going to be playing a safe off the 4. Robin, listen.
I'm assuming he's going to try to hide behind the 10 and bring it behind the 9.
That's right? What I want to hear. This is a lady that knows pool.
Yeah. Is it frozen though?
It's not frozen to the rail,
frozen,
so he's got no problem with that.
He probably knows the speed of the table right there. 2-shot. Hide behind the 10, hide behind the 9, but he didn't quite get there. But he's still long. Long is good.
Long is good. Distance is your friend.
Yeah.
There's not much Rodney can do here. The good thing is he can shoot directly at the ball.
Yeah, he can. And same thing, you could just bank it up and hide him behind the 9 now, right? Just roll. Watch the shot. He's going to roll to the rail and up behind the 9. Boom. Get it out of the way. You got to hit it. I don't know.
You called the shot. That's what he was trying to do. He just hit it a little bit soft. Fortunately for Rodney, the 4-ball rolled past the side pocket.
Yeah. Meanwhile, these tables, Jay, the pockets are brutal.
They're insane, aren't they?
Oh,
They're
my
insane.
Goodness. I'm like, what in the world? You got to have young eyes for these tables.
Now you know who Brandon Shuff is after that shot.
Yeah, that was a sweet shot, and the speed was perfect.
I think he could just stop the cue ball just like that.
Yep. Well, I think, in a situation like this, too, knowing the tables, you're not going to try to do anything fancy. I mean, you got to make sure the ball goes in the pocket, and with it sitting right there,
you know
just
what?
cinch the ball.
That was a very astute observation that's probably lost on a lot of these players sometimes. They're trying to do too much with the cue ball and they miss the shot. You've got to cinch the pockets.
Right.
You will see players, and I know you've seen it, Robin, they miss relatively easy shots.
I was here on Thursday night when they were doing the mini tournament, and I couldn't believe how many balls were being missed. As soon as I did, I was like, they have to change their stroke too. It's, this is tough equipment.
Nicely done. Brandon worked through that rack real well. He's going to first one on the wire. Now, we don't have the scoreboard on the screen this match, but we will be announcing it after every rack, so you'll know the score. Brandon Shuff, if you just tuned in, he leads 1-0.
So, pro pool player Marty's saying that Brandon is a great person on the chat. I just met him last night, and we got to talking a little bit. He's from Virginia, and he seemed like a really nice guy. Of course, he's saying yes, ma'am to me, and I'm like going,
what?
It's got to be a nice guy. It's not that I'm that old.
He was respectful.
He was very respectful.
Did he know who you were and what your credentials were in the pool world?
He had no clue.
Yeah.
No clue. But I think it was Calvin or Carla that introduced him, and he was like, oh, I think he knew after he heard my name, but he was just being respectful, just a nice guy.
You were more well known in the pool world as Robin Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I came in last Thursday night. I came in, and 5 people said, Robin Bell, Robin Bell. And I'm like, you guys have been married 17 years.
Yeah, you became Robin Dodson 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't been, how long have you been retired from professional pool? 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
10 years.
Powerful break, and a very effective break. This is what you want to accomplish. Not much different than 9-ball, Robin. They want to make a ball on the break and have a shot at the 1. Although, to run out a 10-ball rack is much tougher than 9-ball.
It's amazing. Just that one ball just causes a little bit of traffic.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. There's extra traffic. The first difficult shot he's probably going to run into here is playing shape from the 3 to the 4.
Exactly.
Boy, he went way up table on that, too.
He sure did, and I think he got hooked. Is he all right? He might be.
He didn't get hooked, but he just barely stopped in time.
Yeah.
He may have wanted to go up like that, but not on that side of the 9 ball. What he's looking at now is where is he going to get for the 4 ball.
Well, I think that he's got a perfect angle, but again, it's one of those things, make the ball, but you want to get close to the 3 so that you can create something for the 4 ball.
Exactly. You know, that's the key I see why some players are doing well, like Shane. Dennis Arculio was playing good. You've got to play close position on this table. Even this shot is a medium length shot. It makes it just that much harder. He'd like to be like a foot closer.
He had to hit that perfect, and he did. The position was like touch and go. You know, you could go too far on that. That was the shot, though. That was the shot he needed to make to get this
I would say among the top 50 players in the United States, Brandon has made the most improvement in his game the last 2 years. He's gone from being kind of a journeyman player to he's become one of the top players in the country. He's a threat to win.
Huh. He won the mini tournament Thursday night. Doug, yes.
Did you play?
No, I just came down to sweat it. Doug asked on chat if I live in Southern California. I live about 25 minutes from Hard Times. I live about 5 minutes from Disneyland, Orange County.
Are you in Garden Grove?
I'm in Garden Grove.
Yeah.
We're going to get a list of the other tables, too, as it goes, so we can keep you on the score. Scott Frost is playing, but he's playing somebody I don't know. Sorry, guys. And then Santos is playing, what's his name, Raj.
Meanwhile, Brandon got on the 50-yard line here. This is not really where he wanted to be. He made it. He made it. He handled it pretty good.
I see Jan McWhorter often. She's going to actually come down tonight. Maybe we can get her in the commentating room as well. She's a lot of fun to commentate with. And she's going to also be in Vegas at the BCA. We're going to hang out together there. I'm going to have a booth as a vendor.
Well, we can talk a little bit between games. Robin, your line of cues is the frog jump cue, am I right?
They have the frog and the tadpole. I've had it forever. And,
that's that very distinctive green-colored jump cue.
That's right.
And you'll have a booth at the BCA tournament?
Yeah, I'll be right next to Omega. And I have that, but you know, I was going to sell the business, and then 8 people had called me about it, and I kept telling what I need to do is kind of teach you. Maybe I can do like a little video for you. Well, after I said it 8 times, I'm thinking, man, why haven't I done that? So I came out with my own DVD called Mastering the Jump Shot, and it literally took the frog and the tadpole to another level. I had to order 2 times in a month. So I ordered 800 jump cues, and it's just revived my whole business, and I'm having a blast teaching. And the reviews, how about when you had your book come out, right? You got the reviews. Is that fun, reading reviews?
It blew me away. It blew me away. Yeah.
So I'm having a blast, and I think, you know what, the biggest thing is even though I don't play pool anymore, I still love the pool players. I love the amateur players too, because they're just on fire. They love this game, and
yeah, they've got enthusiasm for the sport. Brandon leads 2-0. We're early in the match. It's loser's bracket. The loser is out of the tournaments. The winner is in the final 16 and in the money. So this is a very important match for both these guys. Boy, he's got a powerful break.
Yes, he did. He made a ball on the side, and he's got a shot.
There goes the 2 ball.
Yeah, he's got a shot on the 1, but it's tough.
This might be a safety situation, Robin. He may try to come off.
That's even tricky.
Yeah, I'm thinking to come off the bottom of the 1 and try to hide behind the 5 and the 8, but let's see what he decides to do.
Yeah. Well, because of the distance and then the speed that you have to get to do that, He does have the right angle. I agree. I think that's the way to shoot the shot.
You got to take what the table gives you. Yeah. You don't want to try to force something. Is he taking out? Oh, he's getting a little powder out, that's all. Brandon is playing with a lot more confidence in the last year or so. After you win a couple tournaments, you belong in this company.
I agree.
Brandon did well last week up in Mountain View, California Billiards. He got he got a top 5 and a top 6. Let's see, top 4th. He got 4th and 5th, 6th. That was pretty good. He went the other way, but still not bad. Rodney's going to have to kick off the side rail into the 1 ball.
Yeah, he could kick safe here.
Come across the ball.
Yes, and just bring the cue ball over to the side rail and just give some. He's got the 5 and the 8 that he could get lucky and hide it. No.
Well, Brandon, if he can see it, he might bank this ball. I don't think he can see it enough to cut it in. Yeah, he's playing it. He's playing the bank shot.
He's playing the bank.
Yeah, he's
bank
banking
the 1.
Yeah.
Really?
You got to really hit this ball stiff.
You sure do. I don't know if I think I'm ducking in this spot. But these young eyes. Yeah, that's a tough shot on this equipment.
Especially hitting it that hard and trying to get the cue ball down table. If he just cinched that bank, he could probably make it. Can you see Robin? Can Rodney see the whole 1 ball here?
I think he can. I think it goes. And because again, you just have to cinch the ball. The 3's right there. Yeah.
This is really Rodney's first good opportunity in the match. I love watching Rodney play.
I do too.
When he's rolling, it looks like he's practicing. They just, leisure walk around the table, pop a ball in.
So he's going to go 3 rails for position for that shot. See, I would have played it in the corner and came back 1 rail, but he just opted to go for the 3 rails. Now what do you do? It looks like he's straight in.
No, he's got enough. He can go up above the 6 here.
Can he?
Yeah. See? Go up
2
around
rails.
the 6. There you go.
That was a good shot.
You got to like his game. He's a lefty like you.
Yeah. Well, you know what it tells me? The way that he shot that ball, it tells me that he's found the stroke for this equipment.
Right. Rodney's very comfortable in here. He's played a lot of pool in this pool room.
Yeah, he's... Now, you said this is a loser's bracket. Who did Rodney lose to?
Rodney he just lost a little while ago. Max Eberly. He lost to Max Eberly. That was at noon today.
They're looking for the score. It is going to, well, when Rodney makes this, it'll be 2-1 when Rodney makes this 10 ball. It's 2-1. And
Rodney doesn't take a lot of practice strokes, does he? 1 stroke and then shoot. For those of you who don't know Robin and how she played, if you see Jasmine Ocean play today among the top women, Robin was like the left-handed version of Jasmine. I mean, you were the first woman I ever saw play, Robin, that really got down on the balls like a man. I mean, you had a pool player's stance and you had a pool player's stroke. And Robin, I remember you, first time I ever saw you play, you were like 16 years old. You were in the old billiard palace, the pool room that's just a few blocks down the street from here, and you were gambling. You were playing some pool player for like $5 or $10 a game. I said, who's this pretty little girl? He said, that's Robin. That's Robin.
Yeah. Oh, was that a great pool room?
Oh, that was the greatest pool room. That was only like 3 blocks from here.
Yeah, I know. I loved it.
You came up in there. Keith was there.
Yeah.
But all the greatest pool players played in that pool room. Ronnie Allen, Eddie Kelly, Richie Florence, Grady Matthews.
Larry Lascotti, Cole Dixon.
Yeah, they were all there. They were all there.
So Rodney didn't make anything on the break, so it is winner breaks on this table.
Now, when you see all the balls down table like that, that's not a good break. He didn't hit them very good. Is this ball going to stop in time for Brandon?
Perfect.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
You know, that took a perfect stroke because he had a little window between the 3 and 5.
He killed that ball pretty good.
He wanted it to come over a little bit closer to where the 3 is, although he should be okay.
Yeah.
He's waiting on Scott Frost, who's shooting on the next table. Scott Frost is playing with John Mora. Santos and Raj Hundell. That's an indication of the strength of this field, Robin. These are players just trying to get in the money. This is really a world-class field here.
It really is. They're great players. But I love the fact that they're having this event right before the U.S. Open 10 ball. These guys, they love this game. So they're getting warmed up. And meanwhile, if they get in stroke in this equipment, can you imagine what's going to happen when they get to Vegas?
Yeah, these tables, these are about as tough as they play on. I do tournaments, Robin, all over the world. And this is the toughest equipment as you'll ever see right here.
I believe it.
You know the old saying, Robin, when the player comes here for the first time and starts missing balls, we say, welcome to hard times.
Exactly. I remember when Oscar was playing that John Morrow.
Right, John Morrow. He's playing right over there with Scott. Yeah.
Well, they played here on this table right here.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Man, was that brutal.
I did some commentary on that match, and as far as I'm concerned, the table won that match.
Yeah, John, he didn't know what hit him. Because he was, you could tell that the guy, a straight shooter, and he just got stopped dead in his track. Oscar kind of, played smart, and
Oscar outmoved him in that match.
He outmoved him, exactly.
Yeah.
But Oscar, set up the table with his dad.
Robin, you've played some pool in here.
Played a lot of pool in here. This was my room.
Do you play any pool anymore? Do you ever hit balls? You got a table at home, right?
The table's still at home. I can't get rid of the table. I can't say I play on it. But you know what I do now? I teach a lot of retired players. Okay, Brandon here is on the 7 ball. He looks like he's feeling no pain. He's just moving right along.
These guys aren't wasting any time. These are two players that are not going to deliberate long over shots. They're offensive-minded players. See them, hit them.
I can see that there's no real, they're not hitting the balls hard. They're just getting out. They're just playing easy, soft position to get, nothing fancy.
This will be 3-1. Brandon in the lead. I don't know if you remember, Robin, but about 20 years ago, we experimented with 10-ball tournaments. We had a couple up in Cleveland. I think they had a women's division. I don't know if you came to that tournament. We did have 2 10-ball tournaments in Cleveland at a pool room there. And you know what? The game was too tough for the players then. 10-ball, the players struggled. The matches were long. There was excessive safety play. And I'm talking about when, with David Howard and Earl Strickland and Mike Siegel and all those guys were playing. And it was not as fan-friendly, for the audience because it almost looked like straight pool. Excuse me for saying that, but it was a little bit boring. I remember that, and we said, these guys are not ready for 10-ball. Now here it is 20 years later, and this is the game today. This is the revolution in modern pool because the players are so strong. 9-ball has kind of become a little bit of a joke for them. I mean, everybody's running 5 or 6 racks.
Wow.
In 10-ball, it's hard to run racks.
Hey, listen, Jay, we got a couple of questions on the chat room. They're asking if Bustamante and
Shane, they'll be up next.
Okay, so they are both still on the winner's side.
That's the next match on this table.
Okay, great. And then there was another question. Will there be any more tournaments in Manila?
Yes, there will. The World Cup of Pool and the World Pool Masters will be in September. 2 major events in Manila. I'll be there. I'll be doing commentary.
Well, looks like Brandon didn't make a ball on the break, but this time he didn't.
He can see the 1 ball, but he can't see enough of it to make it, Robin.
Yeah.
Now he's got the option to push out here.
It looks like 10-ball, the break still matters big time for these players. Like Rodney didn't make anything, and Brandon got out. Now Brandon didn't make anything, and just that little.
The break is much harder in 10-ball, and what you'll see very often in a 10-ball match is safety play on the 1.
Big Dennis is saying that Toupee Robin doesn't listen to us in the chat room.
Do what now?
Dennis says you don't listen to him in the chat room. And you know what it is? It's hard to read. I happen to have my glasses on, and Jay doesn't, so he probably can't even see you guys.
You got to interpret for me, Robin.
Yeah.
You're my translator in the chat room.
But you guys know that I am always at home, and I'm in the chat room, so trust me, I care about you guys because I want to, my answer is answered too.
If I wasn't doing commentary, I'd be in that chat room with you guys. They know that.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing that's ever happened to our sport is live streaming.
This has been a revolution for the sport. They're streaming tournaments everywhere because, as you know, Robin, there's not a lot of live pool on TV, but this is just as good.
It really is.
Just as good.
I love it more. You know what I think live chat is like? Being at the pool room, at the tournament, in the bleachers, but instead of having to be quiet, you get to talk to everybody. I love it.
It's cool. I like that. Well, these days, Robin, what people do is they hook their computer up to big screen TVs.
Yeah.
They're watching this on 50 and 60-inch TVs.
That's great.
You know, the technology is there. Well, he went for it. A pro player, like the ability of Brandon Shuff, he is not going to pass up an open shot. He's not going to pass that back to Rodney. I don't know if Rodney has a pocket for this one ball. I don't know if it'll go in the side or the corner.
I think it'll go in the corner.
Well, go past the. He's thinking about the combination, the 1 to the 5. That's what he's looking at.
I was thinking the corner because then you could just come off the rail for the 2.
Oh no! He played the 5 ball.
Yeah, but
he played the 5 ball.
Now does it go?
He can shoot the 1 on the side. This is tricky though. This is not the line he wanted.
Yeah, he's not out of the woods for sure. But even then, I mean, he's got to come straight down for the 2.
Rodney's waiting. Raj Hundal, who happens to be his road partner, is right behind him. Brandon is traveling with Manny Chow. You're not familiar with him. He's another player. He's originally from Peru. He's a South American pool champion. But he's been up in the USA about 4 or 5 years now. And he lives in Maryland as well. So they're good friends.
So how is the men's tour? Is there a solid men's tour now?
Not really, Robin.
No?
Not really. There are major tournaments held all over the world, and the very best players today, like a Shane Van Boning, Dennis Orculio, Francisco Bustamante, they travel the world to play. They travel everywhere, Robin. Ralph Souquet, Mika Immerman. It's not in the U.S. They play maybe 3 or 4 tournaments a year in the United States, but they'll play another dozen or 15 tournaments in the Middle East. They'll play in China. They'll play in the Philippines. They're world travelers today, the top pro players. Now, there are enough tournaments in the United States where, good players like Brandon Shuff, there's like regional tours. They call this the West Coast Swing. We just had a 14,000 added tournament up at California Billiards in Mountain View.
Oh,
now
wow.
we've got this is 5,000 added. Then they go over to Vegas. They can play in the U.S. Open 10 ball, U.S. Open 1 pocket, and the Grand Masters 8 ball tournament. So they've got 3 pro tournaments they'll play in 10 days over there.
Wow.
So these top players will make this swing. Then they go back home. He might scratch here. Yes, he did.
Wow.
Brandon is leading in the match, 3 games to 1.
And
ball in hand for Rodney Morris.
Yeah, Rodney really hasn't had a chance to really get going. But I still like the way when he did come to the table, he still had that, that smooth stroke working for him.
Well, these guys have been playing pretty steady pool for the last 2 weeks now.
Oh, that's what it is.
Rodney finished high up there in the 10-ball division up in Mountain View last week too.
Yeah, he looks real comfortable. Well, maybe, yikes.
Well, he's a lefty, so he can reach this shot.
Yeah, I'm a lefty too, but I'm an old lefty, so I gotta jack up. I gotta bend over. Yikes. Oh, that was simple enough. Or he made it look simple enough.
He's in line now.
Yeah, he's in line now.
He can shoot this 4 ball, draw the cue ball across the table, stay above the 6 ball, just like that.
This little angle. So, getting to from the 7 to the 8. That's the only shot.
He might want to get straight in on the 7. Let's see. No, he's got a big angle. He played
What
with.
did
This is he kind of shrugged his shoulders and threw his hand up. This is not where he wanted to be, Robin.
No.
He went 2 feet too far.
Yep, that was the shot.
Well, he knows he's got to cut the 7 up in the corner. He's got to cut that 7 ball in the upper right corner on our screen.
Ugh.
But this is.
Is this where he comes, or does he duck?
I think he shoots. I think he shoots.
You know what?
He might be. He looked like he was.
I think I might duck. You know, and come
He
over.
might be shooting the side. Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
He shot at the side pocket. He shot it that way so he could play natural running English position, but
Yeah. You know, it's really brutal. Once you make a shot like that, you know, it's really hard to duck because you just want to come with it because you're supposed to be there and you didn't do it, and you just kind of like your brain doesn't think for a second, you know, like, okay, just regroup.
you feel like it's supposed to be your rack.
Yeah, you know, so you don't think it through. Like the 7 ball.
This is a tough shot. He's jacking up. He wants to draw this cue ball straight back. Wow. Nice hit, but he just didn't get enough draw on it.
Well, that was the shot with Rodney. I'm thinking he was going to play the 7 and draw back for the 8, and he needed to get perfect. But that's why I think he played in the side, because they don't want those long shots on this table, because it's tough.
Brandon's thinking about banking this 8 ball. But like you just said, you better stop and think about it, because the safety might be the better option here. I mean, you can come off the edge of the 8 ball. I don't know what he's doing with his cue there. Yeah, you can come off the edge of the 8 and go all the way down table with the cue ball. Just leave the 8 up on this end rail. You want to hit a billiard hit, a real super thin hit.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. He's going to be all right.
Yep, that's the shot.
You
You
know,
got to do that.
Robin, from this distance, he doesn't care if he can see the ball.
Yep,
He's got the advantage.
I agree. And now he's got distance, so he's going to have to. You know, it's too tough of a shot for me. I can't even see the ball. He's got to hit that thin if he's going to do something. But
there's no real bank here. Rodney's got to play
safety.
safe.
Even that's tough.
He's got to figure out. He might try to come across the ball, but
Bring the 8 back behind the 10. And no, he's not going to do that. Oh, he's bringing it down.
he's just getting the cue ball down table.
Yeah.
He's
Meanwhile,
doing
the way
the
that
same
he did
thing.
it was
Yeah,
the
he's-
right way. Yeah. He still.
Well,
I think
Brandon
he
could see it,
Yeah.
but he did what he wanted to. He accomplished what he set out to do, which was to leave a lot of distance.
Yeah.
He was playing the cue ball all the way there.
Yes. But I really like that. He went 2 rails to get behind the 10. That was a killer shot. I like that.
And especially from that distance. Brandon's shooting.
Yeah.
You know.
He sure is. Look at that, jacked up.
Yeah,
Jacked up on the rail.
You got to have confidence to shoot that shot, I'll tell you.
You got to take it serious.
But he got a little fortunate here. He didn't give Rodney anything.
Yeah, I think as far as rolls go, Rodney hadn't got his share yet. He hasn't had much to work with.
You know, Rodney may use this 9 and 10 ball to hide the shot. You know, put the cue ball on the other side of the 9 and 10, bring the 8 ball up to this side. Oh, he's coming off the edge of the ball. He's coming all the way up table with the cue ball right here. He wants to go behind. He wants to get behind these balls.
Yes, he did.
He did it.
He just went the other way.
You know, as soon as Rodney shot, he turned around and walked back to his seat. He knew that he hit it good. He could feel it.
Yeah.
Brandon's going to bring his jump cue out.
There you go.
This guy jumps really good, Robin.
Wow.
You know, they got dual jump cues now. They got a version that's like real short and then a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's what I had. I had the frog and the tadpole. They were different lengths, but they're all the same now. Steve from the Table Mechanic, he's saying hi to you, Jay.
Hey, Steve, what's up, buddy? Steve works on these tables sometimes. Let's see. We're going to lean out here and look at this shot.
Let's see if he splits the pocket.
He hit the 9 ball. That was a foul. Hey, Robin, I hate to say it, but he needed the frog.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was thinking. I didn't know how to bring that in gracefully, though. Thanks, Jay. Meanwhile, pro pool player wanted me to describe the technique. You know, when you are up, jacked up over the table to jump a ball, if you don't lean over, then you're stuck. Your follow through is stuck, and so that's probably what happened. He was jacked up and he didn't lean over. Look at this, Jay. You're stuck. You lean over, freeze you up.
Right.
And so
lean into the shot a little bit.
You've got to lean into the shot.
Very good coaching right there, Robin. Thank you. Good tip. Robin, between matches, I'm going to ask you about a couple different things. Tell me a little bit about what are some of the highlights of your career? You remember the biggest, most important matches, biggest matches, Tell me something. Give me a good one.
I think the two tournaments that were, that stand out to me was in 1984 Miller Lite. Remember the Miller Lite?
Sure.
There was like 700 women.
Right.
There were anyway, I win the tournament. It was 10,000. But what I loved the most was all the kids were there. I mean, I had Joe's 2 kids, my 2 kids. I had Joe's sister's 3 kids. There was like 8 kids.
How many kids did you raise, Robin?
There were 7 of them, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was like 26 years old.
You're the mother of the world. You were Angelina Jolie long before she came along.
Oh, my goodness. But they flew out of the audience. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I had so much fun. Anyways, that was a good thing. So
I think the same year you won Caesar's Tahoe, another 10,000.
Yeah. No, it wasn't 10,000. But you know what? At that particular tourney, Willie Moscone gave me the trophy, and that was really cool. And he told me, he says, "Hey, you're going to be a good player." I was like, "Wow, thank you."
Well, the score is now 3-2. Brandon's in the lead, and Rodney. I'm surprised. He must have been playing a safe. It looked like he could shoot the 1 and have a shot at the 2, but he played a safe all the way. And a good one. Robin, you played some memorable matches with the great Gene Belucas. Tell us, a lot of people ask me, because her name is like kind of legendary in pool. People say, how did she compare with Allison or Karen Corr? What would you say? The best players of your generation, you, Lori, John, Ava, and Jean. You were the best players of your generation. How would you shape up, do you think, against the Allisons? Allison, Karen Corr, Guy Young Kim. You see those women play today.
Yeah. Jean Belucas, the reason why I felt like she was always a class of her own, she was a big girl.
Big, powerful.
When she broke the balls, she was like Bustamante. She was she was a powerful breaker.
And she was a great athlete.
Great athlete, and she played straight pole, and so she really understood the cue ball. And it was just, one of the things about our sport, I think we've made so many wrong moves. And when they separated the men, when they made it the Men's Professional Billiards Association and barred Jean, it was a bad move for our sport, because it was one time where we could have really walked into corporate America with something that was unique. And she could have held her own. She may not have won a tournament for a while, but the bottom line was she could beat matches.
She won matches.
She won matches. And we could have used that, played off of that. And,
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Robin, because this is something I've preached for many years. The one thing we could do at our sport that could create a lot of interest is have an open tournaments where men and women play together. It's the only sport like that.
It's really true. The only downside is because of our sport not having any money, it's hard for a woman to come over and play with the guys when you're probably not going to get, very high up in the cash.
Well, we need to attract a little more sponsorship into the sport. Let's see what's.
I think that's how we could have. Rodney has a card sitting here. He has a new line of clothing. He is the director of marketing, and the name on his website, you could go to bdbx2.com. Check out his clothing line.
What's the name of the clothing line?
It's called, You Got Me.
Look at that.
What's that name? Oh, here we go. Island Style. And guys, here's the deal. The players, it is very difficult. I remember I've always done something to make ends meet when you're playing on the pro tour, because there's no money to make a real living. So when a player comes and with a product, support that player. They're trying to stay out here. And the only way they can is if the fans support the players, even if it's to buy a shirt, support them.
Very well said, Robin.
Once
Thank
again,
you very much.
Rodney Morris's company is Island Style. You can get on his website is B as in boy, dog, boyx2.com. BDBX2.com. Check it out.
Very good. Meanwhile, this match is tied, 3 games apiece. Brandon was leading, and Rodney's caught up now.
It's 3-3.
Yep.
Wow.
Another safety. Long distance. Support your local pool player. Buy a shirt. Rodney's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in the pool world.
He really is a nice guy. Really nice. Very pleasant.
Boy, beautiful safety there. Look what he did.
He's got a baby now, right? Well, probably bigger now. How old is he?
He's got a couple.
He's got a couple.
Yeah,
well, you know
sure.
what? Now all of a sudden the business hat goes on. That's the line of clothing that you see.
Yeah.
Pool playing days are over. It's like you got to get the cash too now.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes.
That's exactly right.
It looks like Brandon can kick off the end rail into the 1 ball. Got to put a lot of left English on this ball. He might call some. Yeah, he's calling the 7 ball.
Yeah, the 7 ball, right.
Because the 1 can come up there and hit that ball.
It can, but it's a kind of a tricky looking shot. It looks like if it does, I'm thinking it's going to hit, if he gets there, it's going to hit the tit, come back and hit the 6 and then go in. I don't think it can go straight in. Watch the shot.
You better make sure he hits the 1. That's the most important thing. Now he's having second thoughts.
Yeah. It looks like it's right on the lip. You see that, guys? Looks like it's on. See that? It looks like it's on the lip, and he could hit the lip, come back, bump the 6, and make it.
He's going 2 rails at the 1 now. He didn't like that other angle.
Probably because the 4 ball. He's got a masse around it. Is he massing?
I think he's got to use a lot of left English here and kind of spin that ball off the end rail. Yeah, it's like a little half masse or even a quarter masse. Now he's going 2 rails because he can shoot directly at it. This is a small ball to shoot at. This is a very small ball to shoot at.
What's he doing? He's just going to go.
Yeah, the 9 is in the way of the 2 railer. So if he wants to go 2 rails, he's got to kind of spin the cue ball. This is a tough ball to hit.
It's not frozen, right?
No.
Yeah, 2 rails is.
It might be frozen, but Rodney didn't call it frozen.
How could he go 2 rails? I'm thinking he's going to go 1 rail if he's shooting it like that. No, wow, he span around it. Yeah, see that? Look at that. It hit the tit just like I thought it would be. That's no bargain. Now what?
Well, Rodney can shoot the 1 down here in this end. Shoot the 2 in the same part.
Oh, great. Okay. Updates are coming for the rest of the tables in just 1 second. As soon as this rack is over. And Big Dennis is saying that I saw Dwayne last night. I mean, on Thursday night. He was saying that he was just over at Jolene's house. You remember Jolene?
Of course. Him and Reed Fleming are partners in crime. What's Rodney going to do when he gets to the 5 ball, Robin? You got any idea there?
Well, he could billiard the 5 into the 7. But meanwhile, how's he going to get on the 4? Look at this shot. He's got to come with it. Look at that. It just died on him. No good. That was the shot right there that needed to be paid.
He might have just got there.
I think he did.
It looked like he was going to be hooked behind the 9, but he can see the 4 ball.
Ooh, it's tricky. He's got to, I think he can get there too, but he's got to play the billiard off the 5 to the 7. Yeah, brutal.
A little careless there. A little careless there. I think that the setup of the 5, 6, and 7 was on his mind and distracted him. And consequently...
Well, he's checking out to see if the 7 goes. I think it does.
Brandon's got a lot better angle.
Yeah. Whoa. Straight
He
in.
didn't want to do that.
Straight in.
He didn't want to do that.
No, he did not. But you know what he can do? He can still play the 5 and draw into the 7. It's still makeable.
I'm not
That's a
sure.
shot. There it is right there.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, man. Look at that. So now if he makes it at spots or does it
No,
stay up?
no. It stays down, and Rodney shoots the 6.
Wow. Okay. So rock and roll, they're thanking us for being on the commentating. It's like old school, huh, Jay?
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen each other yesterday.
Yeah.
Right? No, we just take it
Robin,
where we
you
left
and
off.
you and I go back a long ways. I don't want to tell people because you're still young. I'm old.
Yeah.
Robin, you never changed. Robin, you still look like you're 28 years old.
You know, I'm really digging this senior citizen thing. I tell people, hey,
Yeah.
10% off.
Yeah, right. Good luck, Robin. They want to see your ID. Don't worry.
Well, that's pretty brutal. If you luck a ball in, it stays down and it's the other person's
Yeah,
turn.
exactly.
Wow, that's a flip, right? Okay, so we're going to make an announcement on the rest of the tables. And
Circled, they're winning.
Let's see. Raphael is beating Arturo 2-1. That's early in the match. Mike David is beating Ramon Mystica. He's a little Filipino player, 4-0. Dennis Arculio's 5-2 over Ernesto. These are all losers brackets, by the way. The losers are out.
Bakhtari,
Ramin Bakhtari and
Indian Roger.
Indian Roger. Raj.
Yeah.
Raj Hundell. Raj is leading
No,
2
not
to.
Raj Handal.
Oh, it's not.
Indian Roger.
Indian Roger. He's leading 2-1. Johnny Kang is leading Danny Smith 4-1. That's surprising. And Moore and Frost, John Moore and Scott Frost are tied 3 apiece. Santos is leading Raj 5-1. It's 6-1 now.
6-1,
Santos is
yeah.
crushing. Thank you very much, Daniel.
can I see that? Meanwhile, Johnny's playing again. He had quit playing when I was playing for a while. And
Johnny Kang.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Mike Davis? Is this the guy that's from another country?
No. This is Mike Davis is also from the Maryland area.
Oh, from Maryland. Now there's
Yeah.
another Mike Davis, right? Another Davis, anyway.
Steve the
Davis.
snooker player.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
You can tell I've been out of the business for a while,
Well,
but I knew there was a Davis.
Mike Davis is an excellent player.
Can I have that back?
Oh yes, I'm
You-
sorry. Sure, I'm sorry.
Front.
Okay.
If anybody in the chat room asks again.
Okay, very good. Oh, you don't need Destiny.
No.
Okay,
If they ask
perfect.
again, you can.
All right.
Maybe
You
as
got
the
an
matches
idea.
wind down, give us one more update. As it gets close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. What Brandon is thinking about here is, can he come off the 1 thin enough to go down to? He's got to be very careful. He doesn't want to scratch in that corner pocket.
Does the 10 go on the side? That's what I want to know.
He didn't even look at that. He never looked. No, it looks like it's low. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to make a super thin hit. He might go up behind the 8. Well, this looks like it became a good safety, although Rodney, I think he can see the 1.
Yeah, I'm tucking behind the 3 and 4. That's what I'm doing. That's what Rodney's doing too. That was a shot right there.
Robin, you knew all the moves. You haven't forgot any. It's like I was telling Dennis Arculio today. I said, I still got the knowledge. I just don't have the stroke anymore. Or the eyes. This is actually a fairly big ball to hit 2 rails. He can, unless the 6 is in the way. I don't think so. I think he can go to the end rail, side rail, and up into the 1. That's what he's looking at.
Yes. And you know what I loved about Efren's game is not only could he hit it, but he could hit it where he wanted to hit it.
He hit the
And
right side of the ball with the
Yeah.
right speed.
If he could hit the 1 ball full in the face and park the whitey and get that cue ball to go 2 rails, he'd get it behind the 2 and the 7. And Efren was like the magician. He could do that, So let's see if this guy, if he can hit it full, to see that. But if he hits it thin, then the cue ball's going to go all over the place. Full. See, you don't know what's going to happen. Gay left him a shot. But I would have, of course,
You want to hit.
I know what to try to do is you want to hit it full so it goes 2 rails.
Well, Robin, Efren's only come along once in our lifetime.
Yeah. How about Keith? Remember how he just used to make that cue ball dance? I love watching Keith.
There was never anybody like Keith. There's nobody like him today.
No.
What I say about Keith when people ask me about him, because this generation, they only know his name. They don't really know his game. I said he was the greatest natural pool player I ever saw. He had so much ability and so much talent. Robin, you remember, in his generation, when he was playing 20, 25, 30 years ago, all the top players were afraid of Keith.
Speaking of that, remember the billiard palace? They played payball. Keith was 13 years old,
playing with the men.
All of them.
Yeah.
And winning.
And winning.
Talking the talk. And one of the things I loved about Keith is he made all of the the sayings, like the pool players, even the young pool players now, they're going, hey, it was a nightmare, or get your marriage license. Remember, Keith
created.
It was frozen. He'd say, get your marriage license, and then he'd look in if they were not frozen. They're just living together. He made up all those.
Those were his lines.
They were his lines.
He was a unique character.
He just came with them too.
I mean, Robin, I like to say, we were playing pool in the golden age of pool.
We really were.
We had fun, didn't we?
Oh my goodness.
I never laughed so hard as I did in the pool room.
So much fun. I remember when, because Keith and I grew up in the same pool room, and we'd go to the
Bob's Billiards.
Yeah, Bob's Billiards.
Yeah.
We'd go to the pool room at hard times, and neither one of us had a driver's license. We were just kids, and neither one of us wanted to go home either because we were already in trouble because we were out all night. And so there was Big Bertha. Remember the Big Bertha?
Sure.
So Keith and Tony and Dickie and all of us, we used to crawl underneath that pool table. We'd all go to fall asleep. Just a bunch of kids, and I was right there with them. It was just, I didn't know I was a girl. I was a pool player, sweet little boys.
Believe me, the boys knew you were a girl, Robin. They were oogling you.
No, I was just a pool player. I never. They were like, seriously, you know what, Jay? They were like my brothers.
No, I know that. I know that.
So
They loved you,
good.
Robin.
Really
They
me.
loved you. You were totally protected. Nobody would mess with you in the pool
They
room.
really didn't. I mean, kudos to them because they really. I could have gotten hurt, and I didn't.
No, you
They
were well
really-
protected. Believe me. Rodney's 2 games ahead now. It's 5-3. He's won 4 games in a row.
Wow.
Robin, I'll tell you something you didn't know. Bob,
I sure hope that both of you will commentate the next match too.
we'll see.
We won't shut up. I mean, we'll probably have this conversation for the whole tournament.
Robin, you and I could talk for a week. What was Bob's last name? Bob Wallace.
Bobby Wallace.
I'm going to tell you something you didn't know. Bobby Wallace and I were born on the same day in the same year, July 19th, in the 40s. In the 40s, I'll tell you that much. Our birthday was the same day. He's the only person I remember that was born on the same day as me.
Wow.
Unfortunately, Bob's been gone. Bob's been gone a good 10 years now.
10.
At least
For
15. You think?
He's been gone 25, maybe.
No,
30 years.
come on, he hasn't been dead.
dead.
He was a good guy. He was a good guy.
Yeah,
he loved.
pool
He was like Chuck
players.
Markoulis, the guy that started Hard Times. He loved the pool
He
players.
really did.
Boy, what a break! He made 4 balls on the break. Is that allowed?
But you know what? It's
Got careless. They got careless.
You know what? It just seems like the table was slower than I don't know. There's a combination with this table. You got the felt. You got the pockets. I don't know. But you know what? That time he played it smart.
Yeah,
That time he didn't just try to come with something. That's what you got to do.
Well, he's a little disgusted because he had an easy run out there. All you got to do is get shape on the one.
But the bottom line is you got to suck it up and do what you got to do.
Well, Robin, I saw you play a lot, and that was one of your strong suits. Is you shot the right shot.
Let's see what we do here.
Well, it was a successful safety. I don't know if
I think he did that because of the 10 ball was in the way, but
Yeah.
you usually don't want to play safe with the ball right next to each other because of what Rodney just did. He put Rodney way too close to the ball, so Rodney should have been able to duck.
there wasn't a lot that Brandon could do on that shot other than make it. He was probably trying to kick underneath it, though. Now Brandon has a dilemma here. This is going to be hard to play a safety from this spot.
Yeah, it sure is.
And he knows it too.
Yeah. So what do? You just make the 3-ball come back to the.
I think you come across the 3-ball here and bank the 3 up to the middle, the middle of the other end rail. I think that's your best bet.
You got to be careful that it doesn't scratch too.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Did he double kiss it?
No, he didn't double
Did
kiss
he
it.
tuck it?
He did. Well,
he can see it.
He can see the edge of it. He can see the edge of the 3. That worked out good.
Yeah, but with Rodney, he's coming with this shot.
He might try to make it.
Like, yeah, you got to go.
But this is a dangerous shot, though, Robin. This is a dangerous shot. He could make it and scratch up in the corner.
Well,
he's looking at it. He's looking at it right now.
He has to make it. He has to play it because there's no safety here. And when the safety's as hard as the shot, what do? You got to go with it. He's gonna make this ball.
I like that. If the safety's as hard as a shot, go for it. And he did. But he missed it on the professional side. You know what I mean? You know that shot, Robin. Brandon may bank this ball up in the pocket where the 9 is because the 9 is a good sideboard. Well, he's looking at cutting it, but...
Yeah, let me ask you a question now. If he plays the 3 and makes the 8...
No, you got to call it. You must call it. He's cutting the 3-ball. Well, Robin, on any other table, in any other pool room, that ball's going down.
Yeah.
Brandon's disgusted. He's a little disgusted because he knew he hit it good.
Yep.
Rodney will probably spin 3 rails around the table. Wow, he stopped.
See, now this is why I question the pocket size, because you have to change your game. On this particular equipment, you can't think I'm a run-out player. You have to make an adjustment, and that's why I don't really know that.
It's a little overkill, isn't it?
It really is. It's like, wait a minute, what are we doing here?
I'm a believer that with top pro players, a 4 1/4-inch pocket would be fine.
I don't want them penalized because they're great players. I want to watch great players.
They have to change their stroke and they have to change their strategy. No question about it. There's a lot of shots you can't shoot on this table that you would shoot on another pool table. I mean, you just can't. There's shots that are out of the question.
Exactly.
Like those long shots where you cut a ball in and jack up and draw back up the table. Forget about that shot.
Yeah.
It's not available.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they have to change their game. So a player that I think that would win in this tournament is someone who doesn't overrate their game, is humble enough to make adjustments to win the match, because they can't just come with it.
I'm going to tell you, you know who you're talking about? Who his son? Max Eberle. Boy, what a cut shot he made there. What a beautiful cut shot. Max Eberle plays as smart on these tables as anybody. And typically, every time I see him play here, he's in the top 3. Now he's a loser. He's kind of, he's an under-the-radar player, even though he's been a very good player for about 15 years. When you look at the field with Rodney and Shane and Raj and Dennis Orculio and people like that, you forget about Max. But Max tends to show up at the end because the player you were just describing, the first thing that came to mind is Max. He knows how to play on this equipment. Yeah. Max is a smart pool player. He gets the most out of his game.
And that's what this is going to take to win this tournament. They're going to have to play the table.
Rodney made the 1 ball.
And he got a shot on the 2. And nothing's really tied up, but is the 4 ball, does it go?
I think the 4 will go on the side. I'm not sure.
I think it will too. So
well, we'll find out soon enough. Rodney has won 5 games in a row. He didn't like the 4 ball, so he got up there and he's playing exactly the style you just described.
He's going to have to, and that's what I'm thinking. The person that figures that out is
going to do the best. Yeah.
It's like, okay, make the adjustment. I think that's what really is a champion too, is when they make that mental adjustment. When I would play in the tournaments and I'd see perfect example, I played in the World Championship with Joanne Mason in Las Vegas. she got up on the practice table, right? She is splitting the pocket.
Oh, yeah.
She is just firing balls left and right, left and right. And you know what I saw? I looked at him like thinking to myself, chick, you just gave up way too much information. I'm ducking. I'm duck. I will throw you so off your game. And that's exactly what I did. And, you know, it's just, I knew, you know, you just got to, you know, there's more to than making balls. You got to play the table. You got to play.
You got to play table, and you got to play your opponent.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think Rodney. I don't know if he can see this 3-ball. See, he lucked the ball in so he can make him shoot again, and that's what Brandon's got to do. This looks like a good safety here.
Ooh. So I missed that.
Well, if you luck a ball in, your opponent can then make you.
Okay,
You know,
so Brandon lucked the ball in.
Yeah.
So Rodney had him shoot again.
Yep.
Okay, got it. This is a different rule for me. Oh, looky here. Uh-oh. Okay, now the same thing, right? No, wait a minute.
He must have called it. He was shooting at that 4-ball.
Wow.
You know, I think the reason Rodney has got the upper hand in this match, Robin, is mostly because of his smart play.
Yeah, see that shot there, he let the cue ball go out. Does it go?
I think he can still see the 5-ball. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, he's looking right at it.
Okay. So he's got to get through the 8 and the 9.
I think he just slide over to the side rail for this 6-ball, shoot the 6 up in the end. Oh, he came all the way up to shoot it in the side.
Right through the 8 and the 9. How about that, Jay?
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin. I'm glad you're here. You got younger eyes than me.
Well, no, what I'm thinking is I don't want to play it all the way down because it's a longer shot. I'm playing it on the side. 2 rails for the 8. Get as close as you can.
Rodney is getting close to the finish line now. This will be game 7. We're only going to 9. Rodney moves that cue ball so nicely.
There you go. Okay, it is 7-3, Rodney winner. And over on the other table, I see is Santos and Rajay. It's Santos is on the hill, 8-1.
God, he's killing him. That's a surprise. I got to tell you, that's a surprise. I expected that to be a close match. Robin, tell me something. Why are there so many good left-handed pool players? What it is about lefties? Is it your hand-eye coordination or something in your brain? I've seen so many. There's a higher proportion of good left-handed pool players than there are lefties in the population. That's for sure.
I'm not really sure why, but I will tell you this. I am right-handed, and I play pool left-handed.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew you were right-handed.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that same thing. They're left-handed, but they're right-handed.
Siegel.
Or right-handed and left-handed.
Yeah.
It's just amazing how many players.
I mean, Scott Frost on the next table. Yeah. I mean, Siegel was a lefty. Mizrak. I mean, talking great players. Eddie Kelly. So many great players were lefties.
A lot, yeah. A lot of great players that are right-handed. So
yeah, but there's a pretty high percentage considering they're, lefties are what? Less than 10% of the population, maybe 5%. Anyway, Rodney made a mistake there.
Yeah, he did.
And Brandon's got a nice opening here with the balls out in the open. The only ball that's in a little bit of a difficult position is the 8-ball. Brandon needs to do something quick. He's lost the last 6 games in a row. He was ahead in this match 3-1. Now he trails 7-3. He's on the brink of elimination right now, Robin. He got in a funny place here, He's got to grab the bridge.
Yeah. I was going to say the only ball I see that's trouble is the 8-ball, but he can get to the 3, to the 5, the 7. He should be okay. But he's just got to play smart and don't get discouraged. Just one ball at a time.
Shoot the 4 on the side, 5 on the side.
Well, he wants to stay on this side of the 5 for the 7. There he goes.
The key shot is coming up, getting from the 7 to the 8. He needs to be pretty straight on that 8 ball.
Need a little angle. Uh-oh, that's no good. Wow.
Did he go too far? No.
Not only
Boy.
was that, when I said that's not no good, that's like perfect. He got right on top of it. He got just enough angle. Did you see?
He got awful close. It's okay. It's okay.
But this is, I don't know about this shot.
Was he the pool player you were talking to last night that
Yes,
called
he
you
is.
ma'am?
Yes.
He's a Southern gentleman. He's a Southern gentleman.
Look at that
Boy, he
shot.
put a
Oh,
stroke on. Look
yeah,
out. Look out. There's a
that's
pocket
good.
there.
Yep.
And he found it.
He sure did.
He didn't have to hit that ball that way,
And
Robin.
you know what happened was he got straight in on that ball, you know, and he was probably flustered. You know, that's why he came with it. And
Yeah.
you
You see
know,
how quickly he shot it?
Yeah.
He kind of overamped there.
Yeah. If
I
you
mean,
look
he
at this. See, he was straight in on that ball. And he was way over by the rail, and he didn't want to be there.
He didn't take a moment to think about it. It was like he shot it in frustration.
Yeah.
You know what I say when I see a guy do that? The cue went off in his hand. He didn't take a practice stroke. He just got up there and pumped it. You've got to take into consideration that side pockets there, and I think the proper way to play that shot is with the speed where the cue ball never reaches the side. Anyway, Rodney's on the hill.
Rodney Morris on the hill. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys his website one more time, just to at least check it out, you guys. It's Rodney Morris. His website is www.bdbx2.com.
Robin?
I really promote people's product because if I have so many products, it's like, you know what? I know what that feels like.
You know, I didn't really get a chance to talk to you yet this match about your son. I want people to know who your son is and what he's up to. We're not going to start into right now, but the next match coming up is a great match. Shane Van Boning and Francisco Bustamante. I'm going to see if Daniel will give us permission to stay here for one more match, because he's the boss hoss here. Would you be willing to do that with me, Robin?
Absolutely.
Do one more match? God bless you, girl.
Yeah, I'm having a ball.
Okay. And then we can
And
talk a little bit
As
more.
this, we get front row seat.
It's a good seat.
Yeah.
Best seat in the house.
And it's the match I want to watch, so I'm here.
Robin, do you know they pay me to be a commentator?
I actually did the commentating for the WPBA for ESPN.
I remember you did it a couple times.
I did it a few times, and then they lowered the price. I'm like, sorry, guys.
Good for you.
But you know-
You're just like me.
One time,
Yes.
my husband Roy, he says, what pool needs is like a football commentating. I said, they need some Raz in there, you know? So I said, you know what? That's a great idea. I need to be in there with Vivian, because Vivian and I used to go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
If you guys could ever get that copy where Vivian and I did the commentating, oh my goodness, it was a crack up.
That would be hot.
Mitch Lawrence thought we were fighting, and we were just having a blast, you know, because she was saying to do it this, shoot the ball this way, shoot the ball this way, and I'm like, what are you, crazy? You got to shoot the ball this way, and of course, you know.
You know, Robin, I got to tell you, when I watch the WPBA matches on ESPN, I love the Ava. Who am I thinking of? Who's the other girl that does so much commentary?
Don Hopkins?
Yeah, Dawn. They're good. They're very good. I love Ava's commentary. And I was going to say a couple of, but the women that do commentary do an excellent job. Well, let's see if Brandon can try to mount some kind of comeback here. This is not where he wanted to be. He didn't want to run into the 4-ball here. He just lost his cue ball. I mean, he can cut it in, but this is a real thin hit. Better hope it doesn't skid, buddy. He hit it good, but
See, this is where the old seasoning comes in. You know, like you could see the composure on his face, the look on the face. You know, you just gotta.
you got to get gritty.
You really do. You know, well, of course, now if he loses, he's going to be out of the tournament. So you've got to give yourself something. Like say, okay, even if I don't win, I'm still going to try to stay at the table a little longer. That'll get me in stroke for Vegas. You know, you got to make something happen for yourself. Give yourself a reason to keep winning a game, and not give up.
Yeah,
I hate giving up.
his composure and his body language is all like the match is over.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean everything about him, his attitude is he has given up. And I'll say one thing about you, Robin. You never gave up. You were one of the hardest players I ever saw. You didn't give up a shot, let alone a game.
Yeah.
You were fighting for every inch, and that's what made you a great player and a champion and a Hall of Famer.
I'll tell you, Jay, like you said, if we can get back, I'll tell you a story that I played about with Gene Belucas. It was the last call for 9-ball, and it was in
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
I was a tournament director.
Right. Well,
God bless you, girl.
Meanwhile, what a story. I can't believe how I was brutal. I'm playing, Peg Ledman comes over to me, she says, Robin, who do you got to play? I said, well, I got to play Gene Valancourt, but after I play Gene Valancourt, I got to play Belucas. And so Peg goes, wait a second, I got to play Belucas. Well, meanwhile, I already got Gene beaten Peg. I'm going to beat Valancourt, then Gene's going to beat Peg, and I'm going to play Belucas, right? So
That's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, so Peg goes, well, I gotta play Belucas. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Peg. I go, I just automatically assumed that, Gene's just going to win the tournament. That was where I was.
Yeah, right.
Really
You were trying to cover up.
Right? So
You were
trying
trying
to clean it up.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think happens? 3 minutes later, some guy walks over to me and says, who are you going to play? I did it again, right in front of Peg. And I'm like going, oh my goodness. And I said, yeah, I got to play Valancourt. Then if I beat her, then I got to play Belucas. So now Peg has to go play. Now,
he missed it.
Remember the format? The format was really strong. It was a race to 7, 2 out of 3 sets.
Right, in the
Now,
finals.
you might-
In the finals.
You might win once, but you're not going to beat her twice.
Right.
So anyways, Peg plays Belucas. The place is packed. She beats her the 2 sets. Everybody's giving her a standing ovation. You know what she's doing? She's got her cue and she's looking in the odds. She goes, where?
Looking for you.
Looking for me.
She's
Points it right at me. I told you. She goes, I came to win.
You know what? You fired her up.
Yeah, and
you fired
but
her
you know
up.
what I said to myself? But I can beat you.
Yeah, right.
And I won the tournament.
That's right.
Thank you, Peg.
That's right.
Yeah. That was strong.
That was a good move you made. Meanwhile, finally, Brandon's going to get off 3. He's been stuck on 3 for the last 45 minutes. Look at how hard he is.
What, that scratch, though? Well, that was a pretty brutal scratch, huh?
Yeah. Score is 8-4. Rodney Morris in the lead. He needs 1 game to win this match. The winner here will play back, I believe, at 8 o'clock on the loser's bracket. And the loser is eliminated. We're going to play all the way down to our final 8 players today. We'll start again tomorrow at noon. I'm guessing the finals are going to go off about 7 to 8 o'clock in the evening. So we're not going to end it too brutal an hour tomorrow night.
So on the finals, is it going to be they have to beat them twice, or is
No,
it,
one
the
set.
race?
I think it's a race to 11 finals.
Okay.
Single set. That's kind of the standard today, Robin, is they play single set finals in most tournaments with a little longer race.
Okay.
Which is, it's advantageous for the guy who comes out of the loser's bracket. But remember, if you're on the loser's side, you got to win twice as many matches.
Believe me, I know.
You've been there.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
When I got to, when I was playing, if you lose, on the WPBA on that Friday night, Saturday you're playing 5 matches, and the last match is at 10:30. I could never overcome the five matches. That 10:30 one, chewed me up and spit me out. Brutal.
How many tournaments did you win on the WPBA tour?
The Pool and Billiard Magazine did a count for me, and they did 28 tournaments. I won.
Wow.
28 major tournaments, not necessarily.
So
all
you're
WPBA.
probably 3rd all time after Allison and Karen. I'm guessing you're 3rd because I know Karen's in the 30s and Allison's way up there in the stratosphere, like 50. She's over 50. I think you're 3rd all time.
Oh, I don't know. Laura John won a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
But I won my share, and
More than your share.
getting into the Hall of Fame was really it was like the icing on the cake of the career.
And you're not done yet. You're still in the billiard business.
I love being in the billiard business. Love
We're
it.
Robin, we're lifers.
We are lifers. Oh, look at that.
Oh
Got
my
away with it,
God.
though.
Oh my God. Did you see how bad he just kind of clubbed that ball. It's like he didn't put a stroke on it.
I'm telling you, it's not just making balls. You have got to be in control of your composure. It's just, you know why I retired? I lost the eye of the tiger. If you don't have the eye of the tiger in this game, you lose something. And I knew I was done when I didn't have that anymore.
Another beautiful
You
safety
just
by
shoot the
Rodney.
ball.
Yeah.
And that's what's
Yeah,
happening.
you've got to have self-discipline.
You really do. I mean, at this level, that has to be developed. But you know what? That comes from seasoning. You know, I don't know this young man, and I don't know how long he's been playing, but that will come.
He's been a pro player for a good 4 or 5 years now, and he's really come up, but he's got to learn to control himself and keep his composure.
You know, I'm on Facebook a lot, and I, every once in a while, am chatting with Shane Van Boning, or whatever.
Yeah, Shane Van Boning.
And he had just lost a match, and he was on Facebook, and he was really disheartened, you know, and I feel like I can say anything I want to now that I'm a grandma.
Yeah.
And so I just said, you know what? Whatever you got to do, clean yourself up, freshen yourself up, go out there and sit down and watch some matches and regroup. You know, you're not done. You know, no whining.
Great advice.
Just get in there and find somebody that's in stroke. Sit there and hitchhike. You know, that's what I used to do. I used to find those girls that were split in the pocket, and I'd go hitchhike on their stroke. And well, I really loved it when the men and the women played together because
You'd
really
watch the guys.
You could hitchhike on the stroke. You know.
Yeah. Well, Robin, you had the best stroke of any woman player at your era, at your time. Nobody hit the balls like you. Not Gene Belucas, not anybody else. The guys loved watching you play. They loved watching you play. Your game wasn't like the rest of the women.
I remember one time I played, well, when I actually just came out, Alan Hopkins, I was playing Laurie Champeau. And Alan saw me play for the first time, and I could hear, you know, who is that girl?
Yeah, right.
I was West Coast. They didn't
Yeah,
know me.
you look like a pool player, Robin.
I really was, because I was trained with all the guys.
Yeah,
And
you grew up with the guys.
I never seen a girl play pool before. When I was playing, the West Coast, they didn't have any girl players.
You
I
were
played like the guys.
You were the only girl in the pool room. Well, I don't know what he's going to do here. Looks like he's going off the end rail.
Hey.
You got to hit the ball, buddy. You got to. He's going to hit it, but
He's going to hit it, but it's going to go to rail. Yes, look at that. Boom.
Wow.
And look at this, no pocket. How you do?
Yeah, pretty fortunate. Brandon even had to smile at that one.
Jay, I think that if the chat room, if you guys would like to hear us again on another match, make sure you mention that if we get bumped. Because Jay will probably be around for life, but I could get easily bumped because they're not used to me.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's Daniel. There's Daniel. Let's wait till after this match and we'll have a quick chat with Daniel Bush. This could be it right here. Give him a few updates here.
Okay, looks like Rafael is winning over Arturo 7-2. And then we got Ernesto and Orcholo. Orcholo's winning 8-5. He's on the hill. Then we got Ramin and Roger is winning 4-3. Then you got Johnny and Danny Smith. Johnny's winning 5-3. Then you got Scott Frost. He's beating Moro. Is it Moro? I'm good, thank you. And Scott Frost is winning 8-5. Okay, so Ernesto is out of the tournament, and Orcholo, what's his name? Oh, Julio. Dennis, is that his name? Dennis or Julio? Yeah. Is he really? Is he really?
Right.
Wow. Man, I am so out of it.
Yeah, Dennis is ranked #1 in the world, so he's a pretty fair country player.
Naptown Nathan, could someone give me some help here? Just ask away. I'm reading right now. What do you need?
Wow. Well, you got a good roll there. Robin, I got some good news.
What's that?
It's going to be you and me with Francisco Bustamante and Shane Van Boning.
Well, I'll tell you what they're asking. Daniel, will you allow Robin and Jay commentate?
Well, we just got the okay on it.
We got the okay. Sweet.
Okay.
Thanks,
Hey,
guys.
Robin, we're a team for life now.
Yeah, meanwhile, front row and center. Well, look at the shot. Oh, man.
You know, he did hit it going in.
Yeah.
But that might be the end of the match, folks.
Naptown, I don't know what you were asking, so you're going to have to ask it again. I missed the read.
Rodney's trying to draw this ball straight back. I think he did it. I think he did it. He beat the side pocket.
Wow, good shot. That was a sweet shot right there.
So Rodney Morris wins that match 9-4. He'll continue back later tonight 8 o'clock.
So Rodney's giving us a big smile, and he's thanking us for going on and letting you guys know about his clothing line, and he's thanking you guys for it. To take a look at it, there's a commercial now, so this is the perfect time. Jay, you want to announce it? Or can you read? Can you see the website? No, you can't. Okay.
God bless you.
Slide it right on over. Trust me, I know.
You got glasses.
I got my glasses on. Okay, again, Rodney's website, www.bdbx2.com. So go check it out and talk to me about it because I haven't seen it. Tell me what you guys think.
Rodman, we're going to take a little break. Let's see what time we got now, and we'll tell you the next match. The Francisco Bustamante Shane Van Boning match is going off at 6 o'clock, so we'll be back on the air probably about 10 till 6.
And what time is it now? All right, sweet.
We got time. We got time
All
for
right.
a break. Thank you all very much.
Hey, I had a blast.
You too. I'll see you in a little while.
All right, cool. See you guys.